Gonna start whenever you guys are ready.
All right. All right, good morning and welcome to the next edition of the Morning Cup of Joe. I'm joined today by Christy Nowes, President of the Community Foundation, and today we're taping in the beautiful kitchen at the Finkbein Mansion. If you haven't been in our office, make sure to stop by because this is one of the highlights.
Yeah, some of the best conversations happen around the kitchen counter at home and at the Community Foundation.
Exactly, so we're proud of it, and I invite Christy on today mainly to talk about grant making and kind of the history of how the Community Foundation moved from one sort of grant making to another. And just let me kind of illustrate the picture for you. This last spring, the Community Foundation, through its leadership grants, so just like through your pass-through fund, made grants totaling $385,000. And those grants came out in 4 different grants. So just 4 grants totaling $385,000. One of those was a significant investment into Waterworks Park and the transformation they're doing at that amenity. That was $250,000. But Christy, can you talk a little about, we always haven't done these tidal wave grants, have we?
No. The Community Foundation really has followed trends in the Community Foundation field. And, community foundations as they began held funds, and they developed donor-advised funds, and they held agency funds. But over time, learned that to be relevant, they needed to take more of a leadership role in their communities. And part of that is the expectation that community foundations should know and have their finger on the pulse of their community to know what the opportunities are, what the critical challenges are, and to use the money that they are the stewards of, the philanthropic stewards of, to really make a difference on those issues. So in the beginning of the Community Foundation's grant-making programs, we did a lot of sprinkling of grants, I call it. They were smaller amounts. Sometimes it was to help get a small program started. It might have been some operational funding. But we needed to think about, well, are we really making critical change with those small grants? So we did. We made a shift and developed our leadership grants. And as you said, we gave 4. Some years we only give 4, and that's all that goes out. Some years we give 3. But we wanted to have much larger grants that could have much bigger, more impactful change in the community. So we went from sprinkling to tidal waves.
So did the board chair or did staff how did that conversation come up at the board level to make that shift?
Well, there were some studies and some white papers done on the Community Foundation field. And it really challenged us to look at our model and to make, in order to be relevant in communities, we needed to play this more community leadership role. So we took that information that was coming from the field and really took a look at a board level, and yes, we added it to our strategic plan, actually. We put in the strategic plan that we wanted to move in our discretionary grant making from our Better Together Fund to significant, high impact, high dollar grant making. And so yes, it's in the strategic plan, and it has been now for almost 10 years.
Wow. Yeah, so it's interesting how the Community Foundation, as it grew, decided to go from one style of grant making to another, just want to make a higher impact in our community. And I had more questions about that from affiliates saying, how can we move towards these higher impact grants? And sometimes it's just a discussion amongst board members.
Well, yeah, and what the challenges are in your community in most cases, or you certainly have the ability to reach out to find out. So I think it's as a board, as an advisory board of community stakeholders, you know where your community wants to go, and you can really use this money to be the trajectory to help you get there, and to really be the, catalyst to make things happen.
Yeah, that's great. Well, not every day do you get the president of the Community Foundation on the Morning Cup of Joe.
That's so fun.
I have to give her a quick moment to say any words to the affiliates of encouragement or what you want to say.
Yeah. Well, I just want to say thank you all for taking the leap and for being on the advisory board for your county's Community Foundation, because it's a huge amount of work, and I know that. It's also a huge responsibility to be a steward of those dollars and to make sure that they're being invested well to help us grow the Community Foundation movement throughout the state of Iowa. There's so much that we can do together, and we're grateful that you stay on board and you continue working with us to grow philanthropy in our communities. It means so much. So thank you. Call anytime.
Thank you.